The Minnesota Vikings got themselves a really intriguing guy in the 5th round, and it could pay off huge dividends now and in the future. Let's talk about it. One of the interesting things about the Minnesota Vikings draft class is it was relatively small. It was only 5 players, the first time that had happened since the 2008 and 2009 seasons. Now, in those years, the Vikings were preparing to, one, go to the playoffs back-to-back, which they still have not done since, and they were setting up for a potential Super Bowl run, which they narrowly missed out on thanks to Bountygate. And one of the interesting things about those draft classes is one of them, they didn't have a first-round pick. This year they did, and they chose Donovan Jackson, but it was how they maneuvered later on in the process to be able to get a guy at the top of the 5th round to really maximize what this defensive run can be and really epitomize how Brian Flores likes to use his defense. Versatility. That is Georgia defensive lineman Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins, who came in just under 6'5", 275 pounds. A real tweener kind of player, but the athleticism is excellent. There's one problem. He's not quite a good football player yet. You get flashes of it, but he's not all the way there. And because he's a tweener, it's like, okay, how are you going to try and utilize this guy? Are you going to have him lose a bunch of weight? Are you going to have him put on weight? And when you do those kind of things, it can limit their effectiveness. So what's the best path forward? Luckily for the Vikings, they know just how to do that. They had a role specifically for him last year, and it was the role that Jihad Ward played. Ward being like a 280-pound edge rusher. They used him as a 3 technique and 1 technique in the middle of the defense. And they did that with their NASCAR package where they had 4 edge rushers. Having a quick guy on the interior can really make an impact, especially when you're trying to do stunts and slants, which the Vikings love to do under Flores. But it's also that quick penetration. The Vikings just didn't have anybody to be able to do that. And when you have Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave, having that extra element could really make a difference. Plus, on base downs, you could have him as a stand-up edge, and he can play a really nice run defense, set the edge, and be physical. Now, you're getting him in the 5th round, which means you're not getting a perfect player. You're not even getting a complete player. You're getting a player with upside. And you've seen what that upside can be at Georgia because he flashed it a lot. One of the things that's a problem with Georgia players is they're kind of just asked to do a specific role, and they're not fully coached up. That's where the NFL comes in. Now you're going to get into the room with Brian Flores, Marcus Dixon, and they are going to take you and build you up and potentially make you a starting caliber player within the next couple of seasons. And because of that athleticism, the sky is the limit. We can't guarantee that he's going to get there, but there's already a role perfect on this defense for him. The Jihad Ward and Pat Jones roles. He can do both of them. And because of that, it makes his defense potentially a lot scarier moving forward. I'm Tyler Forness with A to Z Sports. Skol Vikings.